Hello Internet, welcome back to Slay the Spire. Oh, in the last episode I was just kind of dipping my toe in. I just wanted to see if this game had something there that I wanted to play. And what I realized is that yes, in fact, Slay the Spire seems to have a lot of potential. I have only seen a little bit of this game online. Recorded that episode about a week ago, and yeah, I'm just gonna play again. New challenge. Pretty cool that they have dailies. That's definitely something that I'm gonna get into at some point, but for now we're going standard, and I think we're gonna go Ironclad again because mostly I just am very new, and I think having the melee character is pretty good. This new character, to my understanding, is not as durable, so we're gonna go with the Ironclad again. Greetings, I am Niao. Hello, Niao. Choose. Remove a card from your deck. If I remember right, we start with 5 slashes, 4 blocks, and 1 bash. So I don't think that that's really good. 3 random potions. I forgot to use potions at all previously. Take 24 damage and transform 2 of our cards. I assume transform means just completely different cards. Or lose your starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. So our starting relic would be the Burning Blood, which is pretty great for a new player, I would think. Why don't we take significant damage to get 2 transformed cards? We are primarily offense. I'm very hesitant to get rid of our defense, so we'll go strike. Oh man. And we'll go defend. We got battle trance, draw... Okay, never mind. Risk reward. Yeah, it is risk reward, isn't it? Draw 3 cards. You cannot draw additional cards this turn. That is pretty useless at the moment, but if we could get some 0-cost spells, I think that could be very good for us. Disarm. Enemy loses 2 strength, but then we exhaust. So look, we can lower the damage that's coming at us, so that can help with us losing a block, but I'm not really thrilled with either of those cards. Leave. Not sure why we got to meet a giant 3-eyed whale, but we did. Okay, so combat gives us gold and a card. Question marks are random. Shops, we don't start with that much money, so I don't think that this is a path we want to go on. To my understanding, elites will always give a relic or have a very high chance of giving a relic, which are probably the most potent items in the game, so we probably should try to work elites in when we can. But again, I'm very new. I think this is the safer path coming up through here, and then we can choose prior to the elite if we feel we can take it on or not. Why don't we start over here? 2 slimes. Gotcha. Okay. 3 incoming damage. Negative effect on me. Battle trance, draw 3 cards. Well, we really don't need to do that because we're going to kill 1. And we're going to just sink damage into the other. Going to try to play faster in this episode as well. Last time was a lot of learning kind of the layout of the game, what I'm supposed to know. Inflict a negative effect and attack for 8 damage. Well, likely we can... No, we can't kill you. 8 damage. We could take 3 damage. Oh, that's right. We're already very low on health. So it would probably be prudent to not take any damage this fight if we can. Why don't we lose him some strength? Still gonna deal damage. Oh, very framey there for a second. No idea why. We could block and take 1 damage and get a little damage in, or we could full protect ourselves. Oh, we are weak. So no, we're gonna just defend both. I think. I do believe this strength debuff will remain for the remainder of combat. We have a slime card in our deck, which is not great. Going to inflict a negative effect on us. So this is our turn to attack, really. Get in as much damage as we can. This is useless because even if we drew cards, we couldn't spend them. Exhausted cards. Okay. Yeah, going to try to play faster. So also a good time to talk about business. We're going to... Basically, because of the length of these episodes, Sword Boomerang, 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. Can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. Deal 14 damage. Deal damage equal to your block. Well, that's not very... We don't have very many defensive cards to enable this. This seems fine. It's objectively better than a slash. when there's only one target. And it never hurts to have something that can spread the damage around. But I think I like Clash. And I want to see... I should have looked at our deck first. Yeah, neither of these count as an attack. So the odds of us getting all attack cards is not terrible, but it's not good. Let's proceed. Next combat. Yes, so because these episodes have a tendency to be pretty long... So here, for instance, the only way we could enable Clash is if we got rid of this card, but getting rid of this card basically guarantees that we draw something that's not an attack. We already have 4 of our, like, 6 attacks. He's coming in with 11 damage, which I cannot in any way mitigate. So I do think we Battle Trance to hopefully get some blocks. 11 damage. We can block 10 damage, which I think is what we're going to do. Because again, we started at a negative because we transformed cards. So I think... oh, and we did get to the point where we could use Clash. So there's some free damage. And we strike him. What I'm going to do is break down every episode into floors for the time being. Once we get better at the game and we can proceed a little more quickly, we will see about doing full episodes. But for now... I'm going to cut every episode into just one floor up until the boss. Once we beat the boss, we're going to end the episode and proceed in the following episode. And then if we end with like really short, like 5-minute episodes, we'll just jump into a next run so we're not, you know, constantly behind or anything. Okay. He's not attacking. We could debuff him for the future. We'd never used bash. Give me this. I want to see... Okay, I was going to say, Bash would be best here, I think. So we can sink a lot of damage into him. So this episode is going to end either when we die on the first floor or once we beat the first floor boss. Coming in with 10 damage as well as... as well as 6 block. Okay, well we defend. Then we... drop his strength down, and then we use Clash because it'll kill him. Okay, gold and a card. True Grit gains 7 block, which is better than our current blocks. Exhaust a random card from your hand. That could be beneficial to trying to enable our attack-only attack. Sword Boomerang, 3 enemy. Deal 8 damage, increase this damage by 5 this combat. So every time this comes around... it deals 5 more damage, which is substantial. I like Rampage. We're going to take Rampage. Got a question mark? 67. Come across. We've seen this before. This increases your gold count by 25% from enemies, but it does trigger a trap. But you get to choose what negative effect you get. Yes? Okay. 25% more gold. Okay, we become cursed. We get a card that's unplayable. We take 20 damage. That's so much damage. Or we lose 6 max. Give me the bad card. Because I think that's less... I mean, obviously taking HP damage is the lowest tier because we regen health. But we're already very low, so I didn't feel comfortable doing that. I think we go into the fight. So I'll take the curse card for the time being. We have a cultist here. Intends to use a buff. Okay. So we can either play... no, we can't really enable Clash necessarily. Go ahead and draw the cards first, I think. Yeah, I didn't think about how the curse is going to hurt us with playing Clash. So that's a problem. Might be a priority card to remove. Well, we definitely use Rampage because it gets stronger as we go. I think we just bash and Rampage. Not a great turn for us, really. Incantation at the end of its turn, it gains 3 strength. Well, presumably we'll kill it pretty quickly. He's still vulnerable, so I think we hit... You know what? I bet if we... No, we wouldn't... The game just stuttered real hard. Why is that happening? This is such a low CPU game. I don't know why it's been stuttering so much. Oh good, someone's car alarm is going off, so we get to listen to that. I live across the street from a factory. Or not really, but we live near a factory and the parking lot is like across the street. And basically people constantly, you're no longer vulnerable. Alright, well, we don't take damage and we just hit him once. And because they're in the factory working, people don't hear their car alarms going off, and so they often will go off for like 15 minutes at a time. It does sound like they got it shut off. So we definitely kill him this turn, so we don't have to worry about him buffing. We did regen HP, get another card. I don't think we can enable Clash, especially now that we have we have a fair number of skills, and we also have that injury card, which we cannot do anything with. So I think we need to start turning our attention elsewhere. We could gain block, lose 3 HP, deal 14 damage. Really, I understand HP is a resource, but I'm very new. I don't think that I feel comfortable doing that. I mean, I suppose we just would have the option of not using it. Get another question mark. Strange blue humanoid with a golden helm approaches you with a huge smile. Hello, friend. I'm Cleric. Are you interested in my services? The creature shouts loudly. Well, I wish you had said that up front, because then I would have shouted loudly instead of making some weird voice. So this dude, nice pecs, bruh. We could spend 35 gold to heal 20 HP. A little overkill. Remove a card from your deck. Yes, that. I want that. Remove the injury. Confirm. Have a good day. Cold blue flame envelops your body and dissipates. The creature grins. Cleric talented. Cleric talent. Oh, like, I'm talented, but third person-y. Have a good day. Okay, yes, thank you. So we're at 72 HP. Let's fight the elite. I mean, you go big or you go home, right? That's the whole thing. Metallicize. Lagavulin. Isn't a Lagavulin like really nice scotch? Or no, Lagavulin is whiskey. Surely that's whiskey. Anyway, he's sleeping. At the end of its turn gains 8 blocks. So every turn we have to beat 8 block? That's rough. Give me some cards. Yeah, I was going to say, if we could get Bash out, we're not going to be able to use Clash, unfortunately. If we get Bash out, it will beat his armor and make him vulnerable. Then we can hit him for 9. Yeah. He is awake. Metallicize wears off. Oh, it was only while he was sleeping. Ah, I see. Okay, so we're going to end our turn. What is he doing? He is stunned on this turn. Alrighty, so we get to progress here. Stunned, yes, I just read that. 18 damage. 18 damage. Disarm will reduce the incoming damage by 2. Okay, I thought it would be a little bit more than that. So we're taking 11 damage here. Definitely block some of it. And then hit him with Rampage so it powers up for the next time we get it. I suppose I should talk about my card playing chops. I know, man, you're going to hit that hard every single turn. That's real concerning. Exhaust a random card. Crap. I would like to make you vulnerable and hit you with Rampage. But I think the play here is Rampage, True Grit, defend. Or defend, True Grit. But then we risk play True Grit first because it's going to exhaust, and we're just hoping it doesn't hit Bash or Rampage. Okay. It hit our draw card, which is fine. Go ahead and Rampage. Go ahead and defend. I don't love this. He's hitting hard every turn. I thought he would like swap to doing buffs and stuff. But, okay. Enemy intends to inflict a powerful negative effect on you. Okay, so unfortunately I think we block to get access to Clash. And we just strike him out. Well, I learned to play Magic when I was a kid, and I played Magic a lot throughout my life. Decreases block gained from cards by 1. Hitting me for... Man. I think... Oh, man, we're only going to get to block half of this. If we block... Man, we only can block... If we take 12 damage, we can hit him twice and work him down faster. So basically, do we want to deal... Oh, why am I weak? I'm also weak. So do we want to deal 10 damage and take 12, or do we want to... I think we want to hit him, because I think the longer we stay in this fight, the more we're being exposed to these attacks, which is going to increase the amount of damage we take. Attack, 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 not an attack. So, Rampage first. Man, we have like no blocks. If we apply Vulnerable, 7 damage, takes him to 38. This would be time and a half, so it would be, what's half 17? So it would be 24 or 23 damage. Not enough to kill him, but a big blow nonetheless. Alternatively, if we play True Grit, play Bash, we can play this, it only deals 13. Take the hit. Take the big hit, unfortunately. Okay. And now we can presumably kill him in a turn or two. So this persists through the entirety of combat, huh? Really thought this would go away and we would be better. Still can't kill him, but he'll be dead next turn. Oh, he's still vulnerable, of course. 25 gold. We got a potion belt, which gives us 2 potion slots. Okay, and a weak potion. Weakened creatures deal 25% less damage with attacks. And we get a card. War Cry, draw 1 card, put a card from your hand onto the top of your draw pile, exhaust. Really don't like exhausting cards. Deal 8 damage to all enemies, sounds wonderful. Gain 7 block, exhaust. I really feel like I already have this and I don't like it. So I think we go cleave. We could really do with a heal. We only have 126 gold. Do we shop? Oh God, what I just realized, oh, we're dead. What I just realized is that we have to encounter an elite no matter what, and I am not confident in my abilities. So I think we hit the question mark and hope we can get some healing out of it before we get to this elite, because I think we're screwed. Yeah. Learned to play Magic when I was like, well, literally the year it came out. So you're inflicting a negative attack. So we Bash Strike, I think. And my uncle taught me, and it was a lot of fun being a kid. Mostly I just liked the card art. You know, I played a green deck because they had the coolest creatures. They had the wolves and bears and stuff. And then I played, everyone loved Pokemon. Man, you're hitting for a lot of damage. What do you do? Split. When its HP is at or below 50%, it will split into 2 smaller slimes with the acid slime's current HP. So at 33, it will split into 2 enemies with 33 health. So I think our goal is to get him as close to 33 as possible without going under. And then hit him for as much as we can to reduce the follow-up creatures. Man, you weakened me immediately. To reduce the follow-up creatures' HP. Can't really, we're never going to be able to play Clash unless we play all 3 of these. Which we could. I think we do, in fact. Give me some block, because our hit points are at a premium at the moment. Lose your strength. Then we get to hit him. Okay, so when we finally reduce his health a little further, our goal should be to do as much damage as possible in that turn to reduce the follow-up HP. So this turn, 644. We're dealing basically no damage to him, unfortunately, but we're going to go ahead and press. So the follow-up slimes will each have 21 HP. Then I learned to play the Pokemon trading card game because that was real popular when I was a kid. Mostly I played that on Game Boy. There was a trading card Game Boy game. 7 incoming damage. True Grit, Exhaust. How much can we deal to him? 8. 17 damage, so that's not going to kill him, and it would use all of our points. Give me this. See what we get. Can only be played if everything is an attack. We would have to play True Grit and defend. Then we could hit Rampage and Clash. Okay. But this exhausts. Go ahead. Please don't hit okay. I was going to say don't hit Rampage or Clash. Well, now we don't need to block because we already have enough block to block this attack. And we can hit this. Okay. We have 2. Is it better to make them vulnerable for next turn? Or is it better to power this up? I think we just hit twice. Played the trading card game quite a lot on my Game Boy. Back when I was in high school, you know, riding to school on the bus, I would play Pokemon the trading card game on my Game Boy. I think 17 incoming damage is nothing to sneeze at, but we can kill this guy. 6 damage, huh? Definitely cleave to hit both. Yeah. Then it's a overkill, but do this. And then I think we True Grit to prevent this from... Man, I really wish it had hit this instead. Really don't like True Grit. Exhausting a random card that I have no control over is freaking terrible. But now that we're down to one guy, we should be able to kill him. In fact, I think because our HP is at a premium, we defend twice and then hit him. Then I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Really not when it was popular, but like years later on, I played the Game Boy Advance Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, which I really enjoyed. Increase. So we defend. I mean, we can kill him. Just kill him. And played a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, but not like... I've never played the actual card game of Yu-Gi-Oh! With another person. Headbutt. Put a card from your discard pile, so it doesn't help with exhausted cards. 2 damage 4 times in exhaust. Deal 4 damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. I mean, it only lasts for 1 turn, though, right? 4 damage to all enemies. I don't know that this is worth being a 1-cost card. This strikes me as something that I would only really play if it was 0 energy. 9 damage. Put a card from your discard. I mean, this is just strictly better than our current attacks. And it lets us put a discard pile so we can guarantee a card next turn. I think Headbutt is the play there. I think we hit this question mark and just pray that we get something that can restore HP. It's a shopkeeper. Probably not going to help us unless you have a health potion. Gain 5 regen. I don't know how that works. Matrushka. Next 2 non-boss chests will contain 2 relics. So we could take... Oh, we can't afford it. Never mind. Future card rewards have 1 additional card to choose from. Future card rewards. So all card rewards? That sounds amazing. We could buy a card. I think we buy the regen potion. Even though I'm not sure how it works, I think it's absolutely something we desperately need. Then we can afford Ethereal. If this card is in your hand at the end of the turn, it is exhausted. Oh. So we'd have to play this every single time it came up. But it's also a 1-cost 10-block card, which sounds incredible. So I do think we spend the money. Alternatively, we could get Anger. It deals 6 damage and then adds a copy of the card into the discard pile. So it duplicates every time we play it. Sounds really good as well. I think we're really lacking in defense. So I think I'm going to check this out. And hopefully that is good. And now... Boys and girls, we either go... So if we pop our regen... Pop... Drink... Can't drink. Has to be in combat, I guess. I mean, we'll get the relic first. Or open the chest first. Juzu Bracelet. Normal enemy combatants are no longer encountered in question mark rooms. That sounds limited... Of limited use. So, if we go into this combat and we can easily defeat the creature... We could potentially gain up to 6 HP. If we take no damage, we will regain 6 HP. And we have the regen potion, which presumably will give us some kind of HP during combat. Alternatively, if we go to this boss fight, we get a bonfire right after. So if we think we can beat the elite, we're guaranteed a heal. Man, there's a lot of elites on this path. I don't know. I think we go to the elite. Oh, didn't we fight you in the last episode? It intends to use a buff. So if I remember right, I've either seen this guy on the internet or we had him in our last fight. He buffs himself so that he gets strength every single turn, so it rapidly gets out of control. Unfortunately, we got ghostly armor, so if we don't play this now, we lose it forever for the remainder of combat. Okay, first of all, drink this. 5 regen. At the end of your turn, heal 5 HP, then reduce regen by 1. So from this, we're going to gain 5, 9, 12, 14, 15 health. Okay. I don't know if it was worth the gold, but that's okay. So we definitely need to play ghostly armor. And bash him. It's the best attack we have. I mean, because the other two were block, it's not worth spending 1 on a strike. And then, yeah, it's basically damage output, and it makes him vulnerable. So he's going to buff every turn, I believe. Receive. Enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you and attack for 6 damage. Whenever you play a skill, gain 2 strength. That's right. Well, thankfully, most of our deck is attacks, so that's not a super big deal. Unfortunately, if we want to enable Clash, which we don't need to, we need to spend a defend. What I think we do is cleave, headbutt, strike. So do that. Cleave, headbutt. What do we want to draw here? Probably cleave again. And then strike. Because cleave does more damage. So we can't use this. Yeah. Cleave does more damage than the standard strike does. So we want, might as well recycle that. Okay. 9 incoming damage. 40 HP. Disarm. So basically if we play disarm, he will gain 2 strength and then lose 2 strength. So that's a waste of a card. So I think we take 9 damage. We cleave, strike, rampage. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what order we play them in. I think the goal here is just to hit him as hard as possible, as quickly as possible, and avoid playing skills so he doesn't skill up, or strength up. Thought I could talk and give commentary during this, but I'm finding it actually really difficult. I think we just strike. We can't clash. So let's think about this. If we defend, no, because Battle Trance is likely to draw us non-attack cards. So I think we just strike. You know what? We can defend. You know what? It's going to up his attack, though. If we defend, we block for 5. He goes up by 2 strength, which I think will take this to 11. So we're only blocking 3 damage. But it's probably worth it to block 3 damage. Is it? We're going to hit the campfire immediately after. We are currently regenerating. Block it. Just do it. Because we're going to kill him next turn. Don't play any more skills. End your turn. End your turn. Okay. So we took 3 less damage than we would have otherwise. We are vulnerable, which means we take 50% more damage from attacks. Incoming damage of 24. 9 damage. Kill him. He dead. Okay. Gold. Strawberry. Max HP by 7. Fine. Which healed us for 7 as well. Pommel Strike. Deal 9 damage. Draw 1 card. Gain 5 block, deal 5 damage. Sounds great. It would be nice to have one that does both. Although 5 is not a great number. Although because we're getting both, it is pretty valuable, I think. Or Anger, which deals 6 damage. We're so, we're an all-out attack build at this point. Deal 9 damage, draw 1 card. The problem is if we draw non-attack cards, it can inhibit our other high damage ability. Anger will propagate, so in long fights we'll have more and more of them. 6 damage at a copy. It's a tough one. I like Pommel Strike because it's strictly better than our normal strikes. This is relatively low damage, but it's also, one, it duplicates, and it's a 0-cost card. Give me Pommel Strike. I'm completely ignoring the 0-cost cards, which I really shouldn't be. If we go this way, we get question marks, which can be pretty valuable. But we have to fight a lot more. If we go this way, we get an instant heal. But then we're in combat at least twice. I think we go here just to be safe. Go ahead and rest. I would love to have upgraded, but we really just can't afford it right now. As precarious as... we were pretty... Again, from the beginning of this game, we've been at low HP, so... So currently, we can only play this if we have every other attack. Yeah, I figured we were likely to get skills instead of attacks, but it was worth checking. So we could, well, honestly, we could do this. Disarm True Grit just to block all the incoming damage. We would take 1, but then we'd be able to use Rampage and Clash, assuming it didn't break them, or we could hit for all-out damage. I think we do try to mitigate some of the incoming damage. Please hit a strike. Of course not. So here we Clash, then we Rampage. Okay. And we're only taking 1, and we've put him down about half HP. Yeah, I've played card games my whole life, basically, is the gist of that story. If it's a popular card game, I've probably played it at some point. Can we kill him this turn? 15, 21 damage. We can't. Go ahead and headbutt him and give me... Let me play, no, the other one. Rampage. Deal 13 damage increase over time. You know what? I think we just defend. We're going to hit him with a Rampage next turn, which is going to put him very near to death. And then odds are good we'll get another strike, which should be able to kill him next turn. He stole my gold, but we're going to probably get that right back. 13 damage. Pommel Strike. Played card games my whole life. If it's popular, I've played it, you know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the one I've probably played the least. You lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. No. 2 strength at the end of your turn, lose 2 strength. No. This turn, your next attack is played twice. Real good, like that. It's a skill, so it unfortunately lowers the value of our attack-only card, but... Little baby slimes. I'm assuming you're all going to be attacking because you hate me. 8 damage to all enemies, and then we can... Oh, we can't. Double tap guarantees us the kills. I think we just 1 turn killed all these enemies. Pretty neat. Pretty boss. Great. Essence of Steel, gain 4 plated armor. I don't know what plated armor is. Drop kick, deal 5 damage if the enemy is vulnerable, gain an energy and a card. Pommel Strike, deal 9 damage, draw a card. Apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. So how long does it persist, though? Is it for the remainder of combat, or is it for... Can I look at my deck? So Bash applies vulnerable, but it... Okay, so applies 2 vulnerable, which means for 2 turns they're vulnerable. So this card would mean for 3 turns they're weak and vulnerable, and it's all enemies, but then it disappears from our deck. And it costs 2, and I'm trying to avoid 2-cost spells. Deal 5 damage. This only works with Bash, but if we get Bash off and drop kick, we get an extra energy. So spending 3 energy to deal 13 damage and get 1 energy and a card, I don't think that's very valuable. Give me another Pommel Strike. We're leaning very heavily into the attacks. Maybe we shouldn't be. Okay. 79 of 87. So if we go fight the elite, we get a good shot at getting a relic, or guaranteed a relic. I'm not sure how that works. We're at pretty much max HP, and we have a campfire immediately after, so we can heal back up prior to the boss. If we get a bad elite, we could die, of course. And if we go to the question mark, we are guaranteed... Oh, God. Sorry. Jeez. We're basically guaranteed to not take any damage because we have this item that prevents it from being combat. So we could upgrade a card at the campfire prior to the boss fight. So do we want to upgrade a card or risk it for a relic? Relic. I think we go here. Because we could get benefits from this question mark. Gremlin is madly shuffling cards on the table. This monster seems to be a harmless one. We approach him out of curiosity. Well, anyone wearing a monocle is okay by me. 12 cards. Match them to keep them. 5 tries. No do-overs. Are you ready? Let's start. Well, it's a matching game. Okay. Jack of all trades. Add 1 random colorless card into your hand. Exhaust. I feel that one. Juggernaut. Okay. Bash. Jack of all trades. So we're getting Jack of all trades. Okay. Feel no pain. Decay. We only have 1 shot left. Bash and bash. So we get another bash. I don't know that I even wanted these. Maybe I should have not picked them. Here we get to upgrade a card. Go ahead and smith because we're at basically full health. What do we upgrade? What are we using a lot? Well, Rampage is doing a lot of work for us. Increases by 8. So basically every subsequent time it deals 3 more damage. It already is a really good card. And because we're able to put that back on top every time we use Headbutt, we can cycle this a lot more, use it a lot more frequently. I thought maybe it would remove the ethereal quality of this. I really don't like having 2 bashes in the deck, to be honest with you. If we upgrade, what's the one that exhausts a random card? Do I get to choose the card? Exhaust a card in your hand. So not only does it do more block, but we would have control over which card it exhausts. That seems really good. Deal 12 damage, so it's a flat damage increase. Deals 18 damage. Deal 10 damage and 3 vulnerable. I really wish some of these would reduce their card cost instead. Your next 2 attacks are played twice. That could do a lot of work for us. Because basically everything we do is an attack. Yeah, the damage output that could give us is pretty incredible. Draw 3 cards you cannot draw. Draw 4 cards. It's so useless. Enemy loses 3 strength. It still exhausts, however. Oh, man. So I like upgrading Rampage. What does Cleave do? Just more damage? That's real good, though. 11 damage to all enemies is pretty crazy. 10 damage, draw 2 cards. Pretty useless. Add 2 random colorless cards into your hand. Exhaust. I don't really know what good colorless cards are. So I don't know if they're like the best cards in the game or if they're like really useless. So I don't think we're going to do that right this second. So I like double tap, and I like being able to control the exhaust. And it gives us more block, which is also pretty valuable. I think we do that. Because we could use that to remove other skills from our hand to enable our big attacks. Okay, boss fight. Here we go. I do not know this boss. It is the Hexaghost, which is an interesting name. Unknown. This enemy's intentions are unknown. It is not attacking. Okay, so unfortunately that means these skill cards are a little useless. Go ahead and give me a Battle Trance. And give me a colorless card. Hand of Greed. Deal 20 damage. If this kills a non-minion enemy, gain 20 gold. Pretty not great card. 2 cost for that. Deals 20 damage, which is great for 10 damage per energy, but still not really what I want. So I think the play here is Bash followed by a Pommel Strike. So go ahead and do that. Deals significant damage. Did not draw. Oh, because we had played the ability that prevents us from drawing additional cards, which is actually beneficial because we did not want to draw a card that we could not use. That would be valuable on this turn. Wow, 7 times 6. That's a lot of... That's half of our... Okay. That's a lot of damage. We could reduce that damage by 2. Okay, so if we reduce it by 2, it will reduce 2 by 6 or 2 by 7 damage. So we're saving like 12 to 14 damage from that, if I'm understanding it right. Fingers crossed. Okay, took it down to 30 from 42, which is a substantial reduction. And we can reduce that down. Yeah, I think we block as much damage as we can. Presumably he doesn't make that big of an attack every single turn. It should be like once every 3 or 4 turns. He hit me a lot. But again, all we need to do is survive this fight and we get a full heal. Weak potion. 25% less damage with attacks. Really should have used that. Dexterity at the end of your turn. Lose 5 dexterity. Dexterity improves block. Yeah, these we probably could have prevented most of that damage if I had been paying attention. Gain 4 plated armor. I still don't know what plated armor is. When he does the next big attack, we will definitely chug these potions. So I think we play Ethereal here. Yeah, because otherwise it exhausts and it insulates us from all that damage. We double tap, but what do we double tap? So 28 damage, 18 damage. So we double tap, clash. Okay, and then we pommel strike, and the card draw is irrelevant. Yeah, see, now here's an example where we drew a card we would rather have used, so that next turn we could have chosen what to put on our draw pile, but now we've lost that ability. It's okay, no damage this turn. We're off to a pretty good start, I think. We did get a burn. Unplayable at the end of your turn, take 2 damage. Really bad draws here. Taking 6 damage. Increase the damage by 5 every combat. Deal 20 damage. So we could hit him for 20, or we could hit him for 8 and 12 for 20 for 3, and increase the card's value as it approaches again. So we are taking 6 damage here, which is unfortunate. He's also lighting up. I see he has a green flame now. I'm not sure what the story with that is. Oh, you know what? I bet he powers... Okay, so let's... Yeah, I was going to say, I bet he powers up these flames. And then when he's powered up fully, he does that mega attack. So we presumably have another 4 turns before we really get into a position where we're going to take huge amounts of damage. Based on the amount of health we're demolishing here, I think we're going to be just fine in this fight, provided that nothing changes. Okay, True Grit gets to remove a random card. Oh, but it exhausts, that's right. So we don't necessarily want to exhaust. We could exhaust Battle Trance because it's not often very relevant. Or we could draw and just find something else to exhaust. Okay, so now Cleave for 8, Headbutt for 9, Pommel Strike. So I think... Let me look at my discard pile. We definitely put Rampage on top. So let's defend. It's 4 damage. Do we go 4 damage or do we just hit him? I think we just hit him. Go ahead and defend. Headbutt him. Oh, that's right, he was still vulnerable. We definitely should have just all-out attacked. Give me Rampage, and then we Pommel Strike. Oh, no! Okay, good. We didn't draw a card. I was going to say we would have just drawn the Rampage that we couldn't use, so that would have been pretty bad misplay. Thank God for that no drawing cards effect. Okay, we got a burn. Not a big deal until they start to really stack up on us. He intends to block and use a buff. Well, we double strike Rampage for sure. Ghostly Armor. If we... It's a waste of an energy, but it keeps a really good block in our deck, which I think we're going to need later. So I do think we Ghostly Armor. We double tap, and then we Rampage. Okay. End turn. So he's about halfway down, so it looks like he is going to make it to another major attack. Oh, he buffed his strength. 5 by 2 damage. So we're taking 10 this turn. No, we're not. We play Clash. No, we don't. We play a Defend. Clash. Oh, the burn counts as... So we take 2 damage from that, but we take no damage from his attack. Okay. Oh, no, we don't take because it does apply to block. I thought it would just skip block and go right to our HP, so that's good to know. 6 damage, so we definitely bash and then rampage to hit him for like 35. Yeah, 34 damage. Definitely the right play there. We're approaching his mega turn where we will probably drink our potions if we can't kill him outright in the next turn or two. Once again, we got a burn, unfortunately. So I think here we, well, it doesn't matter. We exhaust the burn, obviously, but coming in at us for 12. So we definitely pommel strike to see what card we get. Bash is not going to do it, so I think we block. Get rid of the burn. We're going to take 3 damage. We can deal 6 damage or we can fully defend. He is vulnerable, so I think we hit him and take a little bit of damage. Now this turn is the turn where it all really matters, right? It all comes down to... I doubt we can kill him this turn. 3 burns. Really doubt we can kill him this turn. Oh. He did not make a mega attack. He's only attacking for 6. Okay. Okay. So we double tap. What do we double tap? We could double tap greed, deal 40 damage to him. Or double tap pommel strike and then headbutt to guarantee that we get our big attack later. Just double strike, pommel strike. We got battle trance and a strike. Give me more cards. I want to see if I can pull. Really, did not pull really anything. Go ahead and headbutt him, I guess. And we'll put our big boy attack, which should kill him next turn. I used... Wait a minute. Put a card... Oh, I had just recycled my deck. Okay. Well, we're still likely going to kill him on this turn. Fingers crossed. But... And we're doing okay. Again, we get a full heal when we finish this. So I was looking for Rampage, and we did get it. We got achievement, the Ghost. Presumably for defeating the Ghost. Got 101 gold. We got a Flex Potion, which is a 1-turn buff of 5 damage, which is not very good. Choose a card, Demon Form. At the start of your turn, gain 2 strength. So we had this in our last playthrough, I believe. It gave us 2 strength every single turn, and it stacked forever, which is pretty fantastic. But the Demon Form itself is 3 energy, which I don't love. Block is not removed at the start of your turn. Also seems pretty good, but we are not built for that at all. We barely have any block cards, and we really don't play them. We focus very heavily on the attacks. 0, Berserk, gain 2 vulnerability at the start of your turn, gain energy. So, again, man, 50% more damage from attacks, though. So for 2 turns, we would be vulnerable, I believe, is how this works. But at the start of your turn, we would get an extra energy every turn. Hopefully we don't... It doesn't say at the start of your turn, gain 2 vulnerable. So I think this is just a two turns where we would be taking 50% more damage. Of these 3, I like Berserk and I like Demon Form. I think Demon Form is much slower, and I will often not use it because it costs 3 energy. So I think we take Berserk and see how it works. That way we know for the future. You can only have up to 10 cards in your hand. That's great. We're going to proceed. We also get a Boss Relic. Ectoplasm. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer gain gold. So basically a free up to our energy, but we can never use gold again. And there are 3 floors, so kind of would be a big thing to take it this early. Gain energy at the start of your turn. You cannot play more than 6 cards per turn. That sounds fine. For every 5 cards in your deck, heal 3 HP whenever you enter a rest site. So only when we enter. So basically every time we go to a campfire, we would get 4 HP for free. No, 12 HP for free. Without having to rest. That sounds pretty good. But I do think having energy So basically, we would get an energy at the beginning of our turn, but we can't play more than 6 cards on our turn, which is fine. We don't have very many 0-cost cards anyway. And it's early in the game, so over the course of the next floor and the next 2 floors, we would get a lot of value out of this. Whereas this would give us 12 HP basically once or twice per floor, which is not super, super valuable. So I think we take this because I still want to gain gold. So I think that was the better play there. And we are moved on to the city. Now, unfortunately, this is what I was talking about. We're already at 50 minutes. I just cannot abide having such long episodes on my channel. So we're going to put a cut in here. I will be back in the next episode with the remainder of this run. And I know that that's going to bother some people, and it kind of bothers me too, but it's what I have to do because otherwise I can only afford to put up a Slay the Spire video like once or twice a week, and I would really rather have them come out more like daily or every other day. So yeah, we're going to put a cut in here. So for now, thank you for watching. Hope you've been enjoying this series. I certainly have been enjoying the game so far. And I'll be back with more in the near future. So check back on the channel tomorrow or the next day, and there will be another Slay the Spire episode. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.